are brittle.
Okay. I'm going to start with my first question now. We're here with Dr. Wingfield, a professor at the University of Memphis. You did your undergrad and your master's at the University of Memphis.
Yes.
You met with Memphis State. Are you from Memphis?
Right. No. I was born in Dublin, Georgia. A small town in southern Georgia.
All right. What brought you to Memphis?
My father was transferred here, let me think, 1951? 1950 or 51.
Right. And what did you go to school for originally? You were in your undergrad. What was your major?
Psychology.
Oh, right.
And sociology. Actually, I had a double major, as I recall, and I ended up with a double major in sociology and philosophy with a minor in psychology.
And you have a PhD. Where did you get your PhD from?
Duke University.
Duke. Is that your first choice to go there?
Yeah. I applied to Harvard and Penn, Duke, and University of Washington, and Washington State, and Washington University in St. Louis. Duke offered me a nice financial aid package, and so there I went.
And that was also in psychology? You had your PhD in?
No, by that point I had stopped working in psychiatry, and my degree was in history of medicine and psychiatry. Those my fields were history of medicine, psychiatry, 19th, 20th century American and European intellectual history, and one or two others, research methods was another.
And at the University of Memphis now, you teach a variety of classes that are non-traditional, such as Greek, Hebrew, Legacy, and Faith, Reason, and Imagination. What made you get into those? They're very religious.
History of medicine takes you all the way back to the beginning. So I studied Vedic medicine, Egyptian medicine, and so forth. You get familiar with the societies, cultures, and it made it easier to teach Hebrew and Greek legacy. I had to do a lot of research and learn a lot of stuff. In some ways I was surprised at how much I already knew. I had been teaching Western Civ for a long time, first and second Western Civ, so it's not as much of a stretch. I had to focus more on the religion than I had in my Western Civ courses. And you get that big change in faith, reason, and imagination with the scientific revolution, which part of history of medicine is history of science. So I knew a lot of history of science stuff.
You recently become interested in like the Asian religions, is that correct?
Buddhism.
Yes.
Yes, that one.
That's one of your favorites in that class.
Yes, absolutely.
What got you so interested in Buddhism?
I like the controversy, whether it's a world religion or a world philosophy, and I like the Buddha a lot as a religious leader or as a philosopher. And I'm very partial to Zen Buddhism, which is arguably a more individual form of Buddhism. I don't like communal kind of stuff.
Do you practice Zen?
A little bit. Meditate. I do meditate over a variety of issues. I like reincarnation too. I like the idea of reincarnation. Gives those poor sinners a second shot.
And how long do you plan to teach? How much longer do you have an idea of how much
Until
longer?
I can.
As long as they want you to.
As long as I can, physically, mentally, that's my goal. I don't intend to quit. I didn't go back to graduate school and earn a PhD to retire. I don't think about retirement.
That sounds very good. Thank you very much, Dr. Wingfield. Say bye.
Bye.